Hey, what's up, Lounge Lizards? Welcome to another episode of Legions Lounge, episode 102, where we talk about all things Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions, Figure Obscura, Infinite Legions, Customs, and other Mythic adjacent action figures and stuff. We are your hosts. My name is Trevor, 16shooter on Instagram. With me is one half of my co-host collection.
What's up?
Bill Dranowski from the Dork Lair. But we do have Nate is not with us, unfortunately, tonight. But we do have somebody. We have somebody filling in for Nate. He is wearing a hat, so that was a requirement. It's backwards, but that's okay. You know him, you love him from the Mythic Enablers. Okay, now you're down to 5. He is a customizer, painter.
I think the hat gave it away.
Oh, you think so? Oh, maybe
Yeah.
it did. Shit.
The backwards hat.
Damn it. You're giving him clues. Anyway, he's also a dio maker and a photographer. Awesome photographer, incredible dio maker, fantastic painter, and super nice dude. It's Noah Pratt. There it is. There he is.
I thought you were talking about
someone
Eric.
Eric doesn't usually wear a hat.
Yeah, true.
That's true. You got
He's
that.
all those other things, though.
I don't think he's
so
much of it.
more.
He's not a dio maker. Is he making dios? He's probably making.
He's not known for being a dio maker, but he
has made
builds
some
a
dios,
mean
right?
dio. Like, I mean, look at his.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He actually does, right? I
Totally.
mean, for the figures, yeah. If you think about it, that's true. He is a dio maker. Yeah. Damn, that
Totally.
guy's multi-talented.
There's nothing he can't do. He's a rock star.
Well, he has. Hey, you know what? He photographs his heads too, and they look pretty good. So he's
You know what?
actually a
I'm gonna
decent
jump.
photographer, too.
I'm gonna jump off of here. I'm gonna go grab you, Eric, and you're gonna. This is gonna be good.
So much better. No, we're glad to have you here, man.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
And I'm glad to hear that you were recording another episode of The Enablers for me next week, right?
Yeah, it's gonna drop on the
Monday.
1 week from today.
Very nice. Excellent. I was looking for it today. I often lose track. I wonder if I don't think people do that with our show, but maybe they do. I don't know. I know people lose track of the bi-weekly thing, but every Monday I'll go in and oh, is it? Oh no, it was last week.
Is it this one? Yeah. I need podcasts right now. I'm doing a massive organization of my collection, like a total teardown of everything, and just
Same.
I literally had probably 50, no joke, like 50, like the tray, like this tray right here.
Oh, yeah.
You just use it to have shit in.
Yeah.
I had like no less than 50 of those things just strewn about the room from reviews over the last probably 2 years. And just like with pop and swap fodder, just like all just disorganized, like my entire, probably like a third of my entire Mythic Legions collection, just disorganized, mixed up, just in trays. And so I'm taking it upon myself to pull everything down off the shelves, get all my pop and swaps unswapped, get all my figures back in, like, sorted, put them in bags. The only ones that I'm keeping like just on the shelves right now are customs, right? But like all my figures are just going to be organized, and then I'll start pulling them out one at a time and putting them back on shelves.
Did you find that was like a deterrent from coming in the room or getting anything done? Did it like bum you out?
A
You had all
little
the
bit.
boxes all over this, yeah.
More
Sometimes
of a
that happens to me
distraction.
when I've
More of a
got new
distraction
stuff
because
in.
there's a kind of awesomeness of just having just tons of parts laying around, because then you're just always, I'm just like, I'll sit on the floor and just start popping and swapping and messing around.
Yeah, the part I was
But it
more
makes
about
the
more
mess
like
worse,
the boxes,
you know?
Yeah.
more like the boxes and stuff like that, and all over the place, and just not having things organized. It always like makes me, I'm never like fully organized, but like, because there's crap laying all over here, and
Yeah,
there's
there's
lots of stuff here, but like
it can
I don't
get
know.
that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I started putting stuff away because we're doing a kitchen reno, and part of where they were working on the kitchen over it is where I had a lot of dio stuff stored and other stuff, and I had to take down one shelf, which was all my Marvel Legends, and put them in a bin. I was like, that felt good. Like, not to put them away in a bin, but like I have to get stuff done down here. Like I have to redo like the air conditioning unit and everything. It's very old and stuff. So like it was like cathartic to get that done, and it felt like, okay, I think I can do the
It
rest.
made it feel possible. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It totally made it feel
Yeah.
possible. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm cutting boxes from my storage unit, hot toys. I'm packing stuff up, a couple a day. It feels good. Yeah, I want to
I'm
finish this off, come back and take stuff out as if it's new, and go, you know what? I don't need this anymore. I'm gonna sell that or whatever.
Yeah, and that's happening while I do this. It's like, it's not just my legions; it's a lot of figures.
Mhm.
And what I'm going to do is I'm making blind boxes for ChrisCon for the Great American Toy Show.
Right, you said
and so
that.
my table is going to be blind boxes. I'm going to have it's going to be like a box, and you're going to get either a Mythic Legions or a Mezco figure, guaranteed. That's going to be one of the items.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's going to be a second category of another figure from, like, it could be Star Wars, it could be any of the indie companies, it could be NECA, like all these other things that are potentially going to be in the box. And then there's going to be a third category of just like random other stuff, pins, stickers, swag, stuff that I've accumulated, like Mezits from Mezco, like just like all stuff like that.
Oh, shoot.
Damn you,
like
they're everywhere.
But I'm going to put in good stuff, like some of these. I'm going to put in some of these gold pins.
Nice.
I'm going to put in really good stuff, and I'm going to charge like
that's good bait.
$60 a box, something like that. And so you're probably going to be guaranteed at least $100 worth of stuff.
That's great.
And then I'm gonna try to figure out a way to do a raffle with it, so that like after they're all sold, I raffle something up. I might raffle.
Well, you could put a ticket right in the box, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, so like a ticket in the box, and then after it's sold, I'll draw the number, or even just every box has a number, and I just randomly draw the number, right?
Cool.
Oh, sure.
And so, yeah, I probably do that that 78 points TMNT dial that I've been trying to kind of sell it here and there, just because it's just like I never found the space for it. I just never.
The sewer one.
No, it's a Mirage. So 78 points of articulation, the dial maker.
Yeah.
It's his Mirage style city block, kind of like.
The new one with the 3 buildings.
It's got 3 walls and a floor, and it's got like it's got like it's got like some different little pieces.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. The more
super
NECA
cartoon
style.
like it looks
the
exactly
the
like
NECA cartoon one. Yeah. That's a great dial, man. That'd be cool. Holy crap.
Yeah. So then like at the end of the day, if they all sell, it'll be like, all right, everybody come to the table, and I don't know, maybe I'll take names and phone numbers or something. I don't know how I'll do it, but something like that.
Very nice.
Or maybe I'll just put a ticket in one.
Mm-hmm.
And
whoever
if you
gets
open
the
that one, you get the maybe that's easy.
Yeah, that's actually
spray
somebody
painting gold.
Until somebody opens it the first one.
Curtis said with golden ticket. There you go. Just put the golden ticket in there. That'd be cool.
Oh,
that'd be fun. That'd be more fun. And then you have to wait till people are around or track them down if they've got the winning ticket or whatever.
Yeah. They'll definitely have to open them there. I'm hoping people will open them in front of me just to see what they got and just to like see the reaction and stuff. But
that'd be cool, man. I don't think I can go to that. I would love to get a couple of those.
I'm going to do 25 boxes. I ordered 25 boxes, so that's how many I'm doing.
Nice. That's great. Great idea. And when is ChrisCon?
Not this weekend, the following. It's the 19th.
That's right. That's why I'm not going, because I'm going to SDCC like 2 days later.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
When is
it's a
San
lot of
Comic-Con?
cons. The 22nd? No. 23rd.
Whatever that
23rd through the
Thursday
27th.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. 23rd to the 27th. Yep. Be going out there with my buddy Stefan Delatour.
Nice.
Detour Customs.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna have a
we did it
blast.
last year, man. We had a great time. I think if I do it next year, I don't know if I'd go all 5 days. It's hard because you don't want to miss anything, but after 4 days, you're worn. You're worn out, man.
Yeah.
But sometimes, it takes that much to get to the, you can stand in line all day and wait for an exclusive or something. So
Sure.
luckily there's not too much I need this year, I don't think. Although, I've got the lists from people that, can you get me this? Can you get me that? Can you get me this? Can you get me that? I try to do what I can, but I can't. I tell people I can't guarantee anything because I'm not there to stand in line all day. Anyway, Let's see who's in the chat. We got 75 people here. You want to run that down?
Yeah. So we got Kirby, who was rattling off different emojis early on.
I see that.
Brian Carr is here. J Mac, Rob Zamora, Freaks Figures, Crom 316.
I just realized what Kirby's doing. Kirby was doing each of the characters, I believe,
wave.
as an emoji. Yeah, that's great.
Okay. Let's see here. Michael Casper, art by Ackerman.
I'd heard that guy.
Blake, Recon Rage.
Hey, what's up, Blake?
Let's see who else is here.
Freaks figures all over here.
Brick something.
Hey, what's up, Brick?
Cloud Foxwell. Legends Collector. James Samudio. Mr. Ryan Clark, Motu Guru, I am TJ Williams, Tanya McCoy, William Husted,
what's up,
Kevin
Tanya?
McCoy,
William? Both McCoy.
Jesse Just Shelve It.
Nice shirt.
I'm trying to remember if it was Jesse or Curtis or somebody on that show was saying they just saw The Batman, the most recent Batman movie. I forget who was saying that. And they said they loved it.
I don't. What was it? Either of those two? I thought there was somebody on there who had never seen it.
Somebody was saying that,
Curtis
and I just saw today that the Mezco one has a deep discount on Big Bad Toy Store right now.
Yeah, it's a pretty good figure. It's pretty good.
We got Carver Customs, Slink, Wizard of Toys, Paul Morales,
Jesse said
Chris
that
Collier.
was Saturday Day Live.
It was FTO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
it was Jonathan.
It might have been Jonathan.
Let's see. Mecha Rekka, Jesse Marshall, Fortress Mats, Madamus, Stacy Lynn, Darla Ackerman, Jen Siak.
Hey, Darla.
Noah's here.
Hi.
Jeremy Govier, 77T John, Birds and Boxes. What's up, Dan? Solo Sinner, Benji, Edgardo de Jesus,
Hey,
Captain McCabe Random,
Hey, what's up, Kev?
Alex Lowstack, Thomas Belay, Charlie Squared, Jake 312, John McGovern, Heinrich Hoffman, Cincy John Lewis Mejia, Eric EM
What's up, Cincy?
Customs, MJ
Hey, Eric.
Staten, MJ Staten.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say Michael Morales? Hoth the
You just
Basher,
did.
Joseph H, Jake Rawson, and I think we're cut up. That's a lot.
Cool. Nice. Awesome. Thanks, everybody, for coming to the show. We're going to talk a little bit about this wave, and we're going to talk a little bit about this new faction that they slipped in there as well, and what that might mean.
New faction.
What? And we're going to give something away. What are we going to give away, Bill? We're going to give
We're gonna give
away.
fittingly, a Cosmic Legions figure.
It's perfect to celebrate a new Mythic Legions wave. Yeah. Cool figure, though. Big,
The story about
bulky
that,
figure, so.
I'll tell the story about that, right? So
Yeah, go ahead.
You sent me 2 Sphexians, but you sent me 4.
I know. Yeah.
I bought 2 off you, and you sent me 4, and so then you were just like, "Oh, just keep them, and we'll eventually give them away."
Yeah, yeah. And they've been
So
saying
this
that.
is not my giveaway. This is Trevor. Trevor's giving these away,
It's our giveaway.
just so people are clear.
But you'll be shipping it out, so but I'll
Yeah,
pay.
that's fine.
Teamwork.
Yeah, make sure you're somewhere. You're in California or something, so you really hit us for that.
Thanks.
Shipping, because it's.
It always is.
No, I'll pay for the shipping. You don't have to pay for the shipping.
No.
Uh,
I got it.
Give
It's
it
fine.
away, give it away now. That's right. Hey, anybody watch the? I don't know if anybody watched this. This is a total non sequitur, but the last concert for Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne was on the 5th.
I didn't see it.
So good, man. I bought the
Yeah.
live stream and I watched it like pretty much all day. It was a really good show. Something I really wish I could have gone to, but being over in England, a little bit much to go to a show. Not that I wouldn't have done it, but I couldn't. Yeah, it was great. It was really cool. If you're into metal, I mean, even people like Steven Tyler showed up like unexpectedly and came out and sang and stuff. It was great. No, it was really really cool. Yeah, there's tons of clips I think on YouTube at this point. The whole thing will probably be on there soon. All right, let's move on with this. Do we have any other news besides the new wave?
Something's on the water, right? The Silver Knight's on the water.
Silver Knight is
right?
on the water. Yeah, we talked about that. The book
Sounds
is
like a song.
I've seen a preview of the book. It's looking really good. So it should be going to press pretty soon here. And you know, pressing is pretty easy. They just got to ship them over, and I don't know if they're doing that by boat. I don't even know where they're getting it done. I think it's overseas, but I don't know where.
That
Anyway.
sounds right to me too. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, they said late summer, I believe, and I still think that'll probably be the case. At the very least, you know, they'll be ready by Legions Con, or just before that. So, as far as I know, and that's the first 10 years book, not the lore book yet. All right, let's take a look at this wave, kids. I got to get up to here.
So excited for that book. I know you guys put a lot of hard work into it.
It was a labor of love.
It was just a labor.
He loved being done with it.
I did. It was a year, man. Like, you know, they contacted me in February and said that they wanted to do this, and they're like, okay, you realize we have to go back and do all the waves now. And I'm like, holy crap. Okay. And it seemed like a lot of work, but it was more.
That's funny.
It was a lot more
Well,
because
thank
even
you.
some of the earlier waves that I had shot, you know, my monitor I've since calibrated and I just do things differently now, and there's a different look to them. So I wanted to go back and retouch some of those and just brighten them up a little bit too. They're being printed in a book, so you know, they're on the web. It's one thing because you've got a backlit, you know, screen to light it up a little bit, but in print I was just afraid that they were going to be really dark. Who knows what's going to happen, but we'll see.
Well,
It's looking good.
On behalf of all the fans, thank you for putting in that work, because I know
Yeah,
it's
you're
really
welcome.
awesome.
You're welcome. All right. So I think we can go. Let's go by order that they showed these things. So Halvard of Frothvar was first. He is kind of a Vikingish noble bear member. He's awesome looking. Really dig this guy. I think this guy is going to be the sleeper of the wave, honestly. He's just got a lot going for him, man. The soft goods look great. Look at the little detail, like the little Celtic knot type thing. That's crazy, man. It's crazy that he can give them something like that, and then they'll go, "Oh no, we can't possibly reproduce that for." You know,
Do you think that'll be stitched, or do you think that'll be like a piece?
I think that's going to be stitched the way it's stitched here.
Yeah,
I don't think it could be printed. Well, I mean, it could be printed, I suppose. That's a good question. I would hope that it's going to be stitched like this, but that is a good question. I don't know.
but
I would have thought that CJ would have done would do like a, what do they call that? A transfer? It's not a transfer. It's probably a more technical term, but you know, like a transfer type thing, and over like an onlay graphic or something like that, or at least spec'd it if they were going to do that. But they've done some amazing things, man. I think this is probably, it's all machine done now. Yeah. So like, you know, I think they could probably program it to do something like that, I'm sure.
My guess is that this is the way it's going to be. I mean,
yeah,
I would imagine that he would do it that they would do it in one way, and then, you know, the final product would be different.
There's very few things, and there's even things that I've, during, you know, looking at them going, I don't know about this or whatever, and you know, by the time it comes out, A, it's better in hand than the prototype, and B, they don't change it. You know what I mean? Unless it's something really wrong, they don't change it. You know what I mean? That's just what you see is what you get, which is good, I think.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Fur boots. Everybody's going to be putting on the barbarian builder right away. The legendary barbarian immediately. I think this guy's going to sell just like for the boots alone and the belts and stuff. Is that the belt? Is that the really cool?
That's the
that is
Gideon,
that
the Gideon
yeah
belt.
That is the Gideon belt. Yeah,
and he's got the cool wrist wraps, you guys.
Yeah,
this is a great
parts.
figure.
It's an awesome build. And like I'm a huge fan of that style tunic. Like the knights, it's similar to the knights, right? The upper part of it is the same way with the cinch around the waist. Like I love that. I think it just looks so good.
Yeah. That was a great solution. I mean, I'm glad they didn't attempt to like you have to put the cloth through the belt and then put the belt on and try it. I mean, it just would have been a nightmare. You never would have, because I think
it would
Marvel
been...
Legends Doom had that, and that was a pain in the ass to put on.
I think it wouldn't have been terrible to do, but I don't think it would look as good. Not nearly.
No,
as
that's
good.
the other thing,
it
because
does.
it doesn't cinch perfectly. The fact that this has got like something that's stitched in the right areas so that the folds kind of are even.
It's all it's all consistent around. Yeah,
right. It works really well.
It's just like your
we don't
jeans.
know what chest this has.
Putting on what?
It's just like your pleated jeans.
Yeah, your pleated jeans.
Just cinch it. Do you remember the Gap?
Yeah.
SNL.
Yeah.
Skit?
Yeah.
Just cinch it. So, do we know the torso under there?
The torso, I think, is blue. I don't know. We're probably going to see all that kind of stuff when Jeremy and Joe get together and do the pop and swap thing if they can. But I thought they showed it.
It's the cloth.
It's a blue
the
tunic,
original.
right?
It's the original.
Yeah, it's the cloth tunic, the plastic cloth.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I think it's
so
blue.
You can go with
for
or
some
without.
reason. Maybe it's green. I don't know.
I want to say it might. I want to say it matches the arms, but I could be.
That's
wrong.
what I mean. Yeah, the arms are like a blue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they match this, and it's just that tunic.
I think I remember that from the Joe cam.
Yes, I don't think he has like a what do you call that part?
A flap.
Sure.
He doesn't have the flap.
Go with the flap. Yeah, underneath here, I think it's I don't think it comes with an extra piece, but I could be wrong about that. I didn't look. There's a lot of times, man, when these are people ask me like, what is it? Like I don't have time to take all the soft goods off.
Yeah.
And keep it together. You know what I mean? Sometimes they're holding it together
right
to a point. So like it'll come. Like we'll get to that point. I leave that to Joe because he can repair them and fix them and print out new pieces. A D flap, exactly. Yes. It's the Dickens flap, right? Is that what we call it for the Ghost of Christmas Past? The Dickens flap.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I thought you were talking about something else.
No.
Okay.
Don't know if this is going to be wired. Highly doubt it, but I hope that they do kind of keep it movable. I like the peg that they had in it. It was just a round peg as opposed to like one of those square things that they would glue in normally. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it feels like if it could pop in there nicely, you could, swing it back and forth, put it over the shoulder or something like that. And that works really well, actually. Like just like that.
Get
like
the helicopter thing going.
Yeah. I used to be able to do that. That's what it is. Yeah, love him a lot.
Badass.
I'm not about this helmet, but somebody did point out that was it Eowyn in Lord of the Rings at the end had kind of a similar crowned helmet. I have to look it up, but I do remember it. I don't think she didn't have like the chainmail down, which gives it that Eastern feel. I don't know. More I look at it, it kind of works. Was it Arwen?
Well, I mean, how could you get those confused?
I don't know.
Anyways, I was just making fun of the naming convention there.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay, I gotcha. I'm gonna look this up though. Eowyn.
No wonder Aragorn had such a thing. He probably was just confused.
Right, exactly. Why am I getting that? Oh no. Nobody cares about this. I don't know why I'm. You guys talk about this. I'm gonna look.
I think a lot of people can picture it in their heads. Honestly, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
She's got
anyway,
it covers her eyes.
Yeah.
Not covers her eyes, but like it comes down below the eyes.
Right. Anyway, I just didn't think this for my first feeling about this helmet was like, I could use it on something else, but I won't be using it on this guy. But I don't know. The more I look at it, I'm like, okay, could be kind of interesting.
Pretty cool.
Found armor or something. They are barbarians. They are kind of like, put things together on the fly. So like, hey, Maybe you found that somewhere. Yeah, love that axe. Can't wait for that axe. How do you guys feel about the shield holder?
I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, especially for
I
those
don't.
big
I don't.
shields.
Yeah, I don't think it's super necessary for this shield,
It's
but
not.
just knowing it exists, like for
Yeah.
those big ones, I think it'll be handy.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, I didn't know we needed it, but there we go. We got it. We need it. now that
you
it's
need
coming, we need it.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Also, headstands not included. Just sorry.
You had to say it.
I think Curtis was asking what like about those. Like, where are those from? Are those actual headstands, or is it something you rigged up?
No. I think I got them from Legions Con, and I think they were from, who did I say they were from? Chris Ferrone. I think they're Chris Ferrone's. I don't know if Chris is here, but I might be wrong about that. But I for some reason I thought Chris was handing me a bunch of stuff, and that was something.
Sounds like
I don't know.
something
The
he'd
tall
do.
one, the tall one looks like a Chris Ferrone one. I'm not sure if he did the shorter ones or not. I don't know. We'll find out. Somebody will come
They're
out.
handy to have because there's.
Yeah.
I mean, I have heads just sitting on the shelf over there.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them, and they're really, really good. I do like. I don't know if he did this one. It was kind of stone. I painted it kind of stone. Like I probably should paint these black so they don't show up. Then I can Photoshop them out better. But there he goes. There's Halvard of Frothvar.
Awesome figure.
Yeah, for sure. Next up, I think was Commander Igraine.
Yep.
And this one, when I opened it, I was really taken aback by the hat. I thought it looked great, but also very. I don't know. To me, it struck me as like an anime, and then I was like, oh, you know what? That the reason her eyes is she's younger. You know what I mean? She's
right.
You know, maybe 19 or 20 or something like that. So obviously, you know, some people have big eyes too, but it just makes her look younger, I think.
She's seen
she's
some
cool.
stuff, man.
Yeah, or that. Yeah, I thought the pauldrons were a little high. I've heard some people say I think they're a little big. You don't have to put the pauldrons on. Once this hair was solid because this is resin, but I think once it's it's flexible, you won't have a problem like turning the head or anything like that. It won't get in the way. I really like her coloring a lot. I love the colors on this.
Yeah, and you could always grab a pair of pauldrons off of some other 2.0 figure.
Yeah.
Put them on.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. Yeah, there's a bunch in the I think the Night Builder, the female Night Builder that would match this pretty well. That blue and everything.
Oh yeah.
I
love the
think
colors they
real
use.
Close. Yeah, I really like them. And that is the sheath. Sheath? Yeah. There's another word for that. But anyway,
Scabbard.
Scabbard that will come with Otho, the new Otho. And he did say this was the same sword, except it has a lion scabbard on the end of it, which is cool.
I love that sword.
Yeah. It's really good looking.
What a great
She's
figure.
very cool. Yeah. I like the mix of the armor and the soft goods. I do wish, and I did, Darla, if you're out there, and she knows already, but I did say this during shooting the shelf the other day, that she really needs, or maybe it was off-world, she needs like a fur cloak. I think she just screams she needs a cloak.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I'm sure with the pack out, it just wasn't feasible with all the soft goods and stuff like that, but I think it would be kind of cool.
They need to do some bigger hands for 2.0 figures because they just
you think so?
grip these thick weapons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. She doesn't do bad with this. It's harder on the wrapped part of it, which I guess is where you're supposed to be gripping it, but it'll still hold.
Yeah.
The problem with this is it's all resin, so it's just like Sir Uxcheck. Like this thing weighs like, 8 ounces, so like she just won't hold it up. So, but she's got the torch. Yeah, I wish she came with a few more hands, I suppose. But these are the kind of those basic hand. That was a hand pack, right? I think they came in brown too, right? So you could get more of those if you needed.
So
and again, this thing is just like a little brooch thing that goes on here. You can see it. Look at the dwarf pack, 2-pack from Noble Rising Suns, and you'll see it's on the female dwarf. It's the same thing. It just wouldn't stay on for me, prototype stuff. So I just put it down.
Just imagine a square decorative piece just right there.
Yeah. And I knew in not having it on there, everybody would be asking what it is. But whatever. Yeah, she's cool.
Awesome figure. I love the silhouette of this figure. Even with the big pauldrons, I think it looks great. Like I love that whole silhouette, super heroic, and the layering of the cloth and the different layers of like the like visually, like on the skirt piece and stuff. Like it all just
I really
works
like that
together nicely.
Yeah, I really like that layering. It's like she's got a little piece of ether on there, and then just some, some other kind of like maybe more durable cloth goods to go into the Northlands. Really, really cool. She's great.
Such a great figure.
Absolutely. And then who's next? Oh, was it this guy? It was, I believe.
Curtis Curtiston.
Burris Birgerstori, which I was calling him Biggerstory. Birgerstori. Nothing to do with burgers, sadly. But does have something to do with a certain co-host of a certain, well, everything, pretty much everything, every show, every other show besides the three people represented here. He is the mayor of Einsamall. My lights just went out. Weird. He is a brand new. Keep talking. Go ahead.
So
there we go.
I want to know, is Curtis going to run for re-election? Because now he's the mayor. He's got to run for re-election. I want to know if he's going to be campaigning.
Incumbent. Yeah, who's going to run against him is the question.
Oh, maybe we should have
even
like
if he's unopposed. Even if he's unopposed, he has to campaign.
Yes.
Maybe we should have an election for co-host of Shooting the Shelf,
and he has to campaign again for his spot.
He could lose.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
That would be amazing. No, but congrats to Curtis, because this is really cool. He has been pushing for a gnome. I think I was busting his balls too along the way. Honestly, I wasn't like, you know what it is. I wanted a smaller figure like this for like halflings and stuff. And I somebody was talking about halfling. Like, why couldn't they call them halflings? I think halflings is actually like a Lord of the Rings copyright too. I know obviously hobbits are, but I know D&D used to use halflings, but I don't know if they can anymore. I'm not really sure. I don't know. If somebody knows, let me know. But anyway,
I don't think it's a thing like that.
You don't think halflings is? No,
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but
call the lawyers.
Hobbits are like I think D&D started out using hobbits, and they were told no, you can't use. Hobbits.
But halflings, I think D&D uses halflings still.
That's possible. Yeah, it might have been something that existed before D&D or before Lord of the Rings. But I was like, gnomes. But I mean, they're all the same size, and he looks cool. My mind was changed. I really like this guy a lot. He's a really great figure. Looks really cool. I do like, and they had the boys Shooting the Shelf had Cameron on yesterday from the studio, and he was talking about how he came to Eric and he's like, now, do you want this guy to be like, your garden gnome with the red hat and the blue shirt? And he's like, yeah, I kind of think like people would find it, kind of fun if you had elements of that. He doesn't look like a garden gnome, but he has those elements that kind of
totally is,
which I love. I really love the fact that they did that. Double jointed knees, which is I was pretty blown away by that. But I guess if you're going to start a new, figure height size, why not go for what you might need down the line? So that's cool.
Yep. Pretty sweet. This figure rocks. And I am super pumped for the new scale.
Look how big the back adapter is on this little guy.
I know.
Yeah, right.
I know, it is
so
huge.
cool.
It is huge.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think somebody could, although I don't know how you'd get it out. I was going to say somebody could make a lot of money if they just came up with like a plug that you could paint to kind of cover those up.
Yeah.
I've thought about it, but I'm just like, how would you get them out if they were flush? You know what I mean? You need some sort of pinhole or something that you might have to like put the pin in and pull it out or something.
I mean, you could make one that only slightly sits in there,
Yeah.
and then use sticky tack, so that it would be easy to remove and stuff, but
Yeah.
like it would fit in there perfectly, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Make it look like a leather patch. Just have it overlap, maybe
There you
overhang the
go.
hole, so you
Yep.
can pull it out.
Hey, that's copyrighted, so don't be trying to sell those things. Do what you want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
really like
actually.
him.
I don't have a problem with the big hole in the back. I just thought it was cool, like seeing because it's such a little dude, like how large
Yeah.
the hole is.
I generally
Gives you a
don't,
sense
and
of
if
scale.
Yeah.
if you're doing I mean, listen, if you don't see it on the shelf, and if you're doing a photograph, you know, you can Photoshop that pretty easily now. Even someone without any Photoshop skills can just go in and say, with the AI, is like fill that up, and it'll fill it pretty well. So it's not really that big a deal.
And how often? I mean, it happens, but how often are you shooting the back of the figure?
Yeah, not often.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's great, and surprisingly, he held together pretty well. The problem with his elbows, but again, it's a resin deal. That's just problematic. I thought
So
this was kind of cool. Yeah,
This was one of my predictions. I randomly threw Frost Goblin in my prediction.
that's right. You did.
post.
That's right.
Yeah.
You did.
Pretty good at those, Bill.
I saw a couple people
I
say
just
like
pulled
a
it out of my ass.
frost. Somebody was it Terrence? Yeah, I think Terrence. You even called the fox the little frost fox or whatever.
I see you, Jordan.
Really cool. Yeah, sorry, I can't see the chat, so I'm not pulling anything
No,
up here yet.
He's
Okay, let
he's
me
being
hold
funny.
on. We
Yeah,
missed
if you
a couple.
see some stuff you
Yeah,
want to bring up.
I totally forgot.
Hey, Kevin. Thanks,
Kevin
man.
Boots, I'm late. Hope everyone has a cool drink. Gnome. And then Curtis just said, "Thanks for my amazing back shot, Trevor."
Hell yeah, man. Not the last time. That's gonna happen. I don't know what that means. It's some I guess it's innuendo.
You don't
Not
want to
really
know.
sure.
Just play along.
But what a great set! Like, and this barrel kind of blew me away. Like, this was really, really cool to open this up. We don't know how it's going to come. Like, whether it's going to come in. I told them I'd really like to see the halves, so that you could put it in half and use them for seating or something to get it. You know, that they could actually sit in, or another character could sit in, or you could fill it up with something. It'd be kind of cool. So hopefully they'll do it that way. But yeah, he's got a pretty good, nice load out here. And again, the mugs come with the removable foam, which is very cool. Yeah, I know a lot of customizers doing these things at this point. You know, even Mike, Insightful Imagery was doing barrels and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean that you know, you can't have a variety of barrels either. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, Mike's got a pretty good price on them, and his beer mugs look different. So if you want something looking a little more, you know, different throughout your pub or whatever, or your tavern.
And
Shoot,
the,
I
and
was
the
even
barrel
doing that
fits
Oh, were you?
in-
Yeah.
a few years ago. But what were you saying about the barrel?
I was gonna say the barrel fits in pretty reasonably with the like whole Victorian like diorama pieces that they're you know there's just a whole bunch of Victorian diorama pieces, and this
That's
fits
true.
right in with those.
Yeah, you could easily fit that in the back of the Frankenstein.
Like as a wine
Stud
barrel,
or-
you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep. And there he is holding court. Couple of pieces here. This is the aforementioned Insightful Imagery. That's his table. I saw a lot of people saying, "We need a table. How come they didn't give us a table?" I'm like, you know, this is their first
They gotta stop
accessory
somewhere.
set for you know, Mythic Legions. The table is going to take up a lot of space in a box. So, like, you know,
Yeah.
I never say never, but there's a plenty. I mean, you can go to Mike and get these. These are excellent tables. I know Alexander Earl Deshaw has some amazing tables he's creating. This stool is from Pablo, PL Toy Photography, and he did a little table with made out of like the barrels and stuff like that. So, you know, again, all these pieces are here, and yet you can also mix in stuff you've already got, or you might want to get down the line. And of course, my thanks to Carver Customs for allowing me to light my project.
An item like this is a build around. You know, it's an opportunity
Yeah.
for the you know the 3D you know creators to build around it, to add
Yep.
stuff to it. You know, some you know, tavern type stuff, add to the barrel
Yep.
theme.
Yeah, and I mean, for a display, I could understand like you'd want like, you know, 3 sides and a roof or something like that. But if you're talking about just doing photography, I mean, this is literally just one wall. this is one wall and two of Carver's pillars with the lantern, the torches that he just came out with, in place of a wall, or in the middle of the tavern. There's a column or something like that, and a brick floor that I have. That's it. There's nothing else to
Who's
it.
there in the front? Is that just a random figure? Who is that?
This is what's his name? Halvard?
I was gonna ask, yeah, because I see the wrap there on his
And
wrist.
this was Frost Elf. I'm blanking on her name.
Thalen Frostbow?
Thalen. Yep, that's Thalen. I thought I'd throw Thalen in there, but I knew nobody was going to see her, so
Yeah, you can. I would
just in
never.
case you could see a little hint of the color, but or her cape, but you really couldn't see anything, so it didn't really make a difference. But this was teasing the next thing that was up there. The kind of the mugs were up there, and the other barrel and stuff like that. So little tease there for. And again, congrats to Curtis. That was really, really cool.
Yeah, that into the set. Yeah.
And the set, which got some new pieces here as well. We got the mugs, of course, wooden mugs now, and the ceramic or metal mugs. Slightly different colored barrel. The plate with the the cool logo and the what is it, Wolfsbane lager? Yeah, Bane lager. Yeah. Fruits.
Now, do you think that they defeat the wolf by feeding it some Wolfsbane lager? Is that
or
its,
maybe
like,
Foreshadowing.
poison?
Maybe they befriend him. It's kind of like the Bumble or whatever in
Yeah.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He just all he wanted was like to put the star on the Christmas tree or something. Or he had a toothache.
He had a
or
toothache.
whatever.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
he
the
mad?
toothache, yeah.
Is he mad that they're drinking a beer that is like anti-wolf?
I think he'd be kind of flattered. I mean, right? These are
Real
intelligent
nice.
creatures, right?
That's why he's attacking.
Oh, maybe he wants some royalties or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
It's his likeness.
So I am excited that like there's so like so many cool accessories that come with the sausage set.
Yes, the sausage set. I
I
saw
was-
that.
I was
I
gonna
saw
say,
your video.
There was,
That's great.
Sherry. She did paint a dragon and everything, but have you seen the sausages?
Yeah. We were talking earlier about the stupid bread that I painted. I painted all these heads, and then all anybody talks about is the bread. And then Sherry painted an entire dragon, and it was like she painted these sausages, and everybody was coming from all corners of the studio to tell her how wonderful these sausages
They
were.
have like the sear marks. Like
I know,
like,
but she's got to be like, "You kidding me, right?" You kidding? Really, the
Bratwurst.
sausages?
Very, very clearly bratwurst. And the apples, you guys.
The brats.
I guess apparently Joe painted the apples, and those look incredible.
They
look
look
very realistic.
Great.
So
Yeah, I
cool.
really like those. Some Granny Smiths or some Fuji's or something.
All this needs is like a plate of cheese, and I'm right there. I'm just down with it.
Cheese
as a
would have
meal.
been really good, actually. I would, and the only other thing I would want is
wedge.
like a couple more of these plates without the. I mean, the grapes are obviously from Ganesha and they're
Yeah.
attached to the plate, but it
Yeah.
would have been really cool to have some regular plates. But hey, again, down the line, and it's not
Look at this
unusual,
guy.
unreasonable to have somebody to put out plates. Oh, look, who showed up.
Look at
Look at
this
guy.
Nate
$2.
Strong.
Hey, Nate.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
it's okay. There you go. See, it's like he's here. It's like
Somehow
he's
I
here.
missed putting in the message, which is love all the newness in this wave. Factions, places, scales, accessories, characters, lore.
There you go.
There you go.
Thanks, Nate. Miss you, buddy. Hope you're having fun or something. I don't know why you're not here, but yeah, cheese will come with Ghost of Christmas Present. Oh,
I'll take it.
Joe Suter's predicting Christmas Present this fall. Okay.
I'll take it.
Well, I may have bread if I can get my painting in gear by Legion's Con. Maybe there'll be some bread there. We'll see. But cheese would be cool. Yeah, but cheese is a pretty easy thing. I mean, I think a lot of people will be creating like foods and stuff like that, and some other plates. And hey, I would take some forks and knives and spoons, everything. Yeah, for sure. I love this stuff. I saw a lot of people like not into the Dio stuff who were just like, hey, this is just like cool looking, anyway. So even though I'm not going to set up a whole Dio or do photography,
Oh, sure.
it's they're great.
Yeah, because like a lot of this stuff, aside from the barrel, pretty much any one of these things you could have a character just holding on your shelf, holding a mug of beer, holding a pan of sausages, I mean, maybe not the apples because they're all like,
right.
like, I mean, cradling the apples or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I love the pickaxe. Yeah. It's great. And it's $25, man. What a great deal for that. All that stuff is pretty good.
Yeah.
Next up, I believe, was it Bylur next?
Bylur, yeah.
Some Bylur Frostfurr, another creature built on the imp body is what they're calling it. He is a tracker of the Vulpine race.
Let me just get this. We got a super chat here related to the previous conversation. Gruyere cheese.
Okay.
From Action Figure Girl.
I love Gruyere.
All right. I see your stuff. I see you.
And then Art by Ackerman with the $5. You have to pay more than $2 for a message that long, Nate, but I respect your ability to scam the super chat system.
Yeah, he's got to pass. Okay. All right, buddy. No, he's got to pass.
Curtis is a little territorial with that super chat, ain't he?
Yeah, really.
I love it.
Curtis, you don't have to super chat every time too. You want? I'll probably read your message anyway, but feel free. So I was on. We were kind of doing a watch party with Curtis and Jesse and Bill. You were there for a little while, right? Too.
Yep.
Were you there the whole time? Yeah, I guess you were.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. A couple other people were on there, and I was just like, I couldn't wait for Curtis to see the gnome, and I couldn't wait for Jesse to see this little guy. Man, I thought he was gonna like fall over in the seat.
Love it.
Yeah, he's really cool. Kind of problematic body wise, this guy for me, but he's cool. He performed when he needed to. So.
Trevor, I have a question for you. When when you have these, for the most part, are the elbow joints, are they typically like the discs that you're sliding in there, or are they actually a peg that you're putting in?
It's a peg. Yeah, the disc part goes in, but then wait a minute, how does that work? There's the disc. It's
the
a peg for the
goes
elbow.
in without a peg.
Yeah, it's the peg for the elbow. Yeah, the disc is in the forearm, and then the peg goes in the upper arm, and the peg is usually the real problem. The discs are usually pretty good. They hold up pretty well. You put a little piece of like thin medical tape on it just to give it a little friction, because there's no friction on, it's resin. It just does. There's nothing to stick one piece to the next like plastic does. It's usually and these were tiny pins, and they're usually not very big. So, and there's no, you don't have that nice mushroom top, fit on there. So a lot of times I either have to put a dab of glue on them just as a temporary thing, or some wrap it in tape. He was a little bit troublesome, but because they were so small, he was a little bit more of a problem. But
he looks like a little troublemaker.
Yeah,
he does. He does.
I've been calling this guy the Valiant Mite.
Whoa, that's great.
Valiant Knight.
Nice.
I love this little dude so much.
This backpack was so cool. It looks really good. I don't know who did they say who painted this, because this backpack came out great. Is that a Joe thing?
Jeez.
Cameron said yesterday.
He listed them all out on just shelved.
Somebody will tell us.
But I can't remember who did this one.
Yeah, it looks great. Don't think the tail is going to be bendy. Kind of wish it was. I don't know about this thing. With instead of just having the boom boom hole and the whole tail up there, it looks cool.
So Sherry painted it. Yeah, I was just looking at the chat. Eric had told me yesterday, and there he is in the chat. Him and Curtis.
I mean, you can remove the tail to have him sitting down. That's what I did in the picture. So it works.
So are you saying it's not a boom hole situation? What is it?
I don't know if this is in the boom boom hole.
Because if that's so, that's like looks to me very similar to like the Monkey King.
Yes.
Or Anubis, like where that metal looking piece has a peg that goes into the boom boom hole, and then the tail itself can spin on that part.
Yeah, the problem with this is
kind of
like
modular.
yeah, when they're prototypes, they sometimes parts are glued in. Sometimes I don't know
Right.
they're glued in, and I try to move them. That's bad.
Whoopsie.
But this was definitely not moving for me, so I'm assuming you're right in that. It's probably going to be because it's a standard
those other
thing, right?
ones.
On that waist piece, it's going to be there's going to be a hole there. So I don't think they're
Unless,
creating
you
a
know,
new
like
piece.
maybe it's different because this has such a small hip piece. It can't.
There's
get
not
a,
enough
you know,
room.
Maybe there's not enough room. Maybe
It's
maybe it
possible.
could go around the waist, similar to
Oh,
the
there we go. I was just
it
going to
will
say, is Joe
rotate.
here?
Yeah, yeah, I get
There it
that.
is.
So
but,
Joe,
like,
it is a piece does go into a standard like boom boom hole, right? Or maybe a smaller boom boom hole. I mean, you know, size doesn't matter.
Speaking of boom boom holes, has anybody heard from Alberto recently? Is he still kind of you remember
I
Burris?
don't, I
Alberto
don't get it.
Arribas? He's the guy that
Oh,
he's the guy who coined the
oh
term.
man, no, I missed that guy, man. I was going to reach out to him a little while ago because I was thinking about him, and I didn't. I don't know what's going on with him. At one point, he said he was coming back,
Mhm.
and it never happened. So
I miss his videos. Such a
so do
great
I,
energy,
man.
that guy.
They were
I
so much
love it.
fun.
Powerful.
Oh, him.
Pow-
Yeah, okay.
Powerful.
I
Look
love
at
it.
the power. He's the best.
Yeah.
And there you go. Now we've got an official tribute to Jesse Arnold. Don't remember the name. Jesse, help us out if you're here. Or
Just shy.
Jesslyn
Or
or-
something? Just
oh,
shy.
yeah.
yes,
Or
yeah.
Yeah,
I forget. I know it
that
starts
sounds
with a
right.
J and it's got some vowels in there.
It's
But
the
yeah,
chess monk.
that's very very cool. I love it, and I love this head on here. I really like the fuzz monk on this body. Honestly, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
The little feetsies. I love them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So
Here
there's
it
your
is.
boy,
Look at that.
Just shy. Frost
friend, right?
Of
That's
course.
so nice, so nice. Jesse is a frost friend to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you get this, of course, this really really cool fire accessory. You get that. This is a water bottle, right? I'm thinking this is like a canteen. Is what I'm gathering from the look of it. Pretty sure that's what it is.
Is
Coffee.
it a Stanley
Soup
mug?
or-
Is it a Stanley?
It looks like a Stanley. It looks like a Stanley tumbler. It does. And his walking stick, which somebody pointed out when somebody's talking about. I wonder if this could be a cane for a taller figure. It probably could be. Yeah, so very very cool. I love the fact that they give you this little neck piece here, so it looks kind of like the kind of fur is kind of like
Mhm.
poofing over the collar, like when you put a shirt on your dog or something like that.
So
Man,
Solo
damn,
Sinner
Solo Sinner.
with the
Dang.
$20
man.
super chat.
Thanks, buddy.
1 6 shooter, just showing some appreciation of your sorcery with these photos, compelling
Aw,
me
man.
once again to buy figures I wouldn't normally. Love your work, dude.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm sorry for that, but I appreciate the super
I'm
chat,
sorry, and you're welcome.
and you're welcome. Yeah.
Boom enabled.
Yeah, I mean, I love, again, I love shooting snow pics. I hate cleaning up the snow, but I love shooting snow pics. And this is great because, and I didn't even, I had bought a third part, like I don't know who put it out. I can't remember. I've had like a little stone circle with some logs in it for a while, and it came with a translucent flame, and you could put the one of those little candle flames underneath it. For some reason, it didn't really work well on that one. I don't know why. It wasn't bright enough. That's not what I used here, but he did make it so that will fit underneath there. So any one of those little candle tea lights, you can pop right underneath there. And I think they're brighter than they used to be. So I might have just had a really crappy one and it didn't work. But I mean, Joe showed it live on camera during the reveal and it looked great. So yeah, very cool. So that's going to be a great accessory. I know Captain McKay, who was on earlier, was saying that he's going to love that and be using that in some of his stop motions. So I love this guy. He's really, really cool. He's going to be fun.
Before we move on to the next one, should we start the
Yes.
giveaway?
Yeah, let's do that. Yep. Let me get this up here.
So,
if you guys want to think about a...
Let me pull up a super chat while we're doing this. Trevor, when will these prints be available on Etsy?
I don't know if they're going to be available on Etsy, Curtis, but you will definitely get one for sure. I mean, if people want them. Maybe.
Cincy John says, if my wife ever sees Trevor in public, she may just throw hands. He has cost her quite a few vacations.
Well, no, I just got to say I'm sorry. I can't even say you're welcome because that doesn't even fit. Just sorry. All right, what do we want our hashtag to be? Come on, Noah, you're the pun master. Minor threat. Minor threat?
Ooh. It's a minor. It's a sexy
minor threat. Minor
Ooh, I like that.
Threat. I like it. Okay. All right, here we go.
That's pretty cool.
For those who want to know.
It's not necessarily a straight edge show, but maybe it fits. That's
all right. There it is. Minor, MINER threat. So get the spelling right. Minor threat. I'll put a little banner up here for it.
We're just a minor threat.
And show. That's right. Minor threat. Oh, I thought I was doing a banner. Right. Hang on. I thought I was doing a banner. Scroll across the bottom. There we go. And show. Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right. Let's get back to this, and we'll kind of go a little more quicker here. We only got a couple more left. I think next up was Jakull Ironbones. Now, again, I like to point out that this was JOKULL or Jakull.
I think you got to switch your screen over.
Oh, which I loved, but George hates fun. Whatever. Yeah, I know.
How cool would that be, though? Come on, George.
It didn't hit me. It didn't hit me in the face, but I kept pronouncing it. And then when Jeremy said we're changing it to Jakull, I'm like, oh, I like Jakull. I'm like, oh, Jakull. Like, that's great. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
All right.
Whatever. I would think it would be Jakull. Like,
yeah, it could be Jakull.
Like Cull, that looks like Cull to me.
Yeah,
it does. But, it's probably there's no little umlauts over that U, so
Yeah,
we can
hopefully
change
there's
that.
hopefully there's no umlauts in Mythos. Like we could do without that too. It's hard enough to pronounce these things as it is.
He's always going to be Joe Cool to me.
Yeah, no, me too. Me too.
And he's blue, so he's cool.
Yeah, totally.
So he's a
fits.
Tundra Orc. This is a 1.0 body, but this is a lot of new parts here. We got a new torso with butterfly joints. It doesn't show here, but there's a new neck piece that's like a barbell.
Double barbell, yeah.
Double barbell that will move a lot more forward, especially on that bare torso. It's going to look really good.
It's got a diaphragm cut, right?
It's got a diaphragm cut right here, so you can get a lot of bend on him. You'll see in the picture that I took, you can't really see it, but he sat like it was really easy to get him. These pauldrons are enormous, and I really wanted to have him sitting in this chair, like in his cave. But man, getting first of all the pauldrons to stay on was a problem. But second of all, they're so deep. And I would think that he would probably take them off if he was relaxing, right? But it's the product shot. I got to show him with the pauldrons on. So just to get him in the chair, I really had to crunch him forward, and thank God for that diaphragm cut because that really came in handy.
I do think that was my favorite photo of the.
Oh yeah.
Series.
Oh yeah. I think you said that.
I love that. I love
thanks.
That shot. Yeah.
He's
I liked it too. I thought it was cool.
He's just sitting there brooding and thinking like,
yeah,
why doesn't anybody like me?
You know what he's doing? He's just chilling.
Yeah.
He's chilling.
Because he's Joe Cool.
He's just being cool.
I'm chilling.
Chill out.
Chill out.
Chill out.
You got it, Bill.
I love the double jointed elbows on this. Again, prototype form, I really couldn't, put it through its paces or anything like that, but I think it's going to be really nice to have that extra movement. It's going to be really cool.
Let's just mention it. Eric Miller painted this bad boy.
Yes, that was, exactly.
Yep, that's right.
It was gorgeous. Eric, Eric texted me while he was working on this, I presume, and he's like, dude, and this is not to him, he's just like, in many words, like, I don't know how you do this. Like, like keeping these things together. Oh my God, you got to have like, I'm like, well, I told him the tape trick, which I think he used, the medical tape trick, which helps a little bit. Not, it's not perfect, but it helps a little bit. But yeah, it's, I can't imagine him trying to keep this thing together while he was like, you know, trying to match pieces and things like that.
This belt is from Scapular 2. It's awesome.
Good call.
It's got the armor. It's got like the
little pouches,
armor or whatever with like the leather armor under it, like the 2 layered again with like kind of like the layered pieces there. That's a super cool look.
Yeah, in one piece too. That looks so good. Yeah. Again, you got the fur boots in case you didn't get enough fur boots. You got those.
I think I would have preferred the knees just come down, like not have that upper part of the
armor,
lower leg, the armor knee pads.
Yeah,
but they're going to be cool to have.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. It does look good when he's sitting. They look cool. Like when he's more in motion, they look better than he does here. He was one that was tough to keep standing up, especially with those pauldrons, like even those keeping those in. So admittedly, this pose is a little stiff and a little awkward looking, but he does look. I think he's going to look really cool. He's going to be one of those figures that I hated in prototype form, and I think I'm going to love when it finally comes out. The feet were too. The feet themselves too. I'm like, I don't know, were those big enough? I don't know. They look good, but I don't know. They look good here. I think they look good.
Yeah, this pauldrons throw everything off.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was just going to say that. Like, it throws the whole upper
scale-wise.
It makes it look enormous, and then he comes down to this little tiny, body. But here you could see a little bit more of this, and you can see. I think in the next one, there's your butterfly joints, and I understand. Like for some people, it's going to be, it's another thing to paint. You're going to have a little paint rub there, so we'll see. You know what I mean? Maybe it'll stay.
But it's not like, I think there's some people out there who are like, they have to switch every figure over to the most advanced articulation and everything's got to be that.
Yeah, no.
It's not going to be that way. It's just not. And they even said it in the stream. Like they're going to pick and choose. They're going to do it where it makes sense. And they're going to continue to use some of the old system when it makes sense. So,
And I was thinking about that today, looking at everything, because the Mythic Legions are something I haven't put away yet because I kind of need to have access to them. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. But there are things like the weapons, especially the old axes. I would really love a few new weapons packs like they put out in the first Kickstarter, like with some of the new weapons in them, once they get enough of those. I'd go and buy couple dozen of those, or I don't know, a dozen at least, and start replacing stuff on some of the older figures because I really I'd love to see like a new double axe, because I love the double axe. I just don't, they're toyetic and they were cool at the time, but they're getting so detailed and so real that sometimes putting them next to each other is kind of like
there's the smaller double axe, but it's kind of ornate and elvish looking. Like it's
that one at least looks pretty cool. I like that one.
But if you want like something, like if you want to give that to an orc or something, it doesn't quite fit.
Right. Exactly.
Look at that
guy. Not a ton of stuff with him, but I mean, the shoulder pauldrons are a lot. You get the 2 helmets. 2 head sculpts. I like that. I really like the bone tools he came with.
Very cool.
Weapons.
That mandible there.
Yeah, the mandible, the jaw mandible. That comes with the Thraxians, right? We determined.
Yep.
Oh, sure. Yeah. That makes sense.
I think this one's new though, right? Have we seen this?
No, each one comes with a different Thraxian, I believe.
Oh, that's right. This one came with the second Thraxian. This one came with the first one. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
I still love that bone sword, that goblin sword or whatever. Yeah. Like that's a great one.
And there's
not a ton of them out there.
That's like 1.0 stuff, man. That's been around for a long time. I had to track one down for Onken. I think, because I didn't have it. I had the wrong one, and it's differently decoed. Like it's very dark, that one. So
Right.
they had to track one down at the studio for me. And yeah, there you go. There he's in his like frosty ice cave with, of course, his
Yeah, I love this shot.
Cyber Custom light.
Just
Yeah, I just like the light on this one. I thought this was kind of cool. Very fantasy.
Are you gonna have prints of this one? Or
I don't know
all
if
of
enough
these
people
prints?
ask. I probably should put up a poll to see if anybody wants them instead of just randomly picking what I want to do.
It's a good one. All I'm gonna say is, if you can make it happen, I know Eric is gonna want one.
Oh
even if
yeah,
you
well I
can
would do
a
it for
one-off.
Eric for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Yep, definitely.
Speaking for Eric, I know he wants one.
That's the kind of stuff I start thinking about like a month and a half or something before the show, and I'm like, oh, I should. Yeah, that guy's. Yeah, I will definitely do like a close-up shot of the sausages for Sherry, and
Yes.
print that up.
Where's the throne from, Trevor?
That is from Jamie Harovek's. He did a whole dio where it was like a step. I think I used it in the scapular shot. One of the new scapular shots. I think the throne's in there too, but definitely the Diaz that he's on is in there. And it's a great looking throne, man. It's really, really nice. Really, I wouldn't say simple. I mean, it was complex to make, I'm sure, but it looks great, man. It just looks like it fits in this environment. Thankfully, I have Steph Delatour's really awesome throne with the flames that are on the top, but I couldn't get him to sit in it right. It just wasn't working out. So, but I will get, Steph and I are working on something that I can use for something else. But that's a great throne too. Steph's got a great throne.
Stuff so good to work with on stuff like that.
Oh man, yeah. He literally he's like, I can have a smaller one printed for you by tomorrow. And I'm like, I appreciate it, man. But like, I'd have to like paint it and everything. And he's going to paint it. And I'm like, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'll get by with this. We'll do it another time. Isbjorn. Everybody called this one, I think, pretty much. Everybody called this one. We got the first bear. They're like, oh, we're going to get a polar bear, which is, it's natural, of course. But I'm happy that they went back and Eric went back and sculpted a polar bear face. So that works really, really well. I also feel like the neck, I guess it's just the narrowness of the face. I felt like there was more to the neck on this one, but there aren't. It's all the same pieces. So yeah, he's great. This is, I think I'm more excited for the polar bear than I am for Bodvar. I mean, Bodvar looks great, but I've always wanted a polar bear. I did a shot with Thalen Frostbow on a polar bear, but it was like one of those, Schleich things.
Yeah.
Static.
Yeah, static polar bear. So it's gonna be great to have one that moves.
Yeah, this is great.
People were making fun of this pose, but I actually modeled this on a picture of a bear standing up. So I mean, they're a little awkward. They're not walking around like
What were people saying? They were making fun of your shot, Trevor?
Yeah, like it was just kind of
you.
a weird pose, and I'm like, well, it's a bear, man. Like that's how they stand. Like they're getting up, they're kind of awkward, and they're
You expect them to just kind of be like, hey, how you
Yeah,
doing?
exactly. Like
Standing in just like a badass pose with a sword.
Flexing his muscles.
Right.
No, that's cool, man. I love this figure.
Yeah.
So
great.
something that something to keep in mind is this guy is like as tall as a troll. That's something we talked about when we recorded yesterday.
Yep.
Like it's easy to forget how big this freaking guy is.
Yeah, it's huge. Here's a question for you, Trevor, and I want to answer this question. Is there a 1/6 shooter photo book coming? I'm going to say if you want 1/6 shooter photo book, you should get the calendar every year.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about it with them, and they're cool with me doing something. It might be something forthcoming. It's a lot of work, and I'd want it to be something more than just a bunch of pictures. You know what I mean? Like a little more behind the scenes and some writing. So that's a little bit of work that I haven't had time to do. But yeah, I mean, if you want pictures,
would you
new
maybe
calendar
approach it from a like developmental perspective a little bit? Like, here's like some of the early work and how you kind of like grew and changed, or
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking is like, yeah, I've got some books from the God, what is his name? Why do I always forget his name? It's right there. The guy who did all the Star Wars work on the Kenner stuff early on.
Oh.
Ken. No, that's not Ken. It's
I won't be able to put
Anyway.
his name out.
but it's great. Like he just walks you through this behind the scenes stuff. He talks about how the story, and I mean that's a story, right? I mean that's a story. Like even Kenner just getting the Star Wars figures is a story. So, I want it to be at least interesting. There is a little write up from me in the 10 years book about some of this stuff, but yeah, I would want it to be something a little more, interesting. So I'm thinking about it, but it's nothing that's going to be forthcoming anytime soon. Anyway. But thanks for the question. Appreciate it. And we get this head. So this is the Bodvar head, but I think it kind of works when the mouth's open. It doesn't really give away that it's like a grizzly head. I even feel like they painted it like the nose to make it look narrower. I don't know. Something about it looks different than Bodvar. It looks enough like the polar bear that I'm cool with this. No pun intended.
I see what you did there.
Joe cool with this.
I'm so cool. And this is
Kim
the first
Simmons is
Kim
that
Simmons. That's what that was. I knew it started with a K, and I couldn't think of his name because I kept thinking of Ken for Kenner.
Ken R.
Yeah, exactly, Ken R. Yeah, this was the first figure I shot, I think, in the environment. So
so much like just you get a sense of character in that face,
Yeah, he's really like to me, like when they said he was Ironbones's ride and pet, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool because he's going to end up not being really the villain. But when I heard the whole story, I just got the bios. When I heard the whole story, I was like, oh, look at him. He's a sweetheart.
He looks misunderstood, doesn't he?
It does. Yeah.
He's like, come on, man.
He's super cute.
Yeah, wouldn't you be a little bit grumpy living out there in the tundra?
Yeah, really. You got this.
Not if I were a polar bear.
Got this big heavy orc on top of you with spiky knees. You know what I mean? Come on.
He's a tough
Why do I have
customer.
this damn saddle on me? Leave me alone.
Right? That too. I'm a bear. God damn it. And then, of course, the real horror of Einsamall, Garmyr. So Garmyr is, what is his race again? A
Fenrirken.
Fenrirken?
Yeah.
Fenrirken.
So Fenrir is the
Fenrirken.
Yeah, so that's
is that spelled incorrectly here?
No.
Oh yeah, it is.
Right?
Yeah, no, it is. Look at it. It's Fern, and here it's Fenrir. So it's Fenrirken. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. Yep. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying
explaining.
that it's from Norse mythology. Fenrir,
yes,
Loki's kid.
Right. That's right.
But yeah, super cool, man. We got werewolves, you guys.
Yeah.
We got werewolves. We kind of knew at some point we'd get werewolves, but not this big.
They teased it as when they revealed the cackler.
Mm-hmm.
Eric was like, yeah, and we can do a wolf on this body at some point, and then here we are with the big boy, which I'm glad they did. I'm glad they did this first.
Yeah.
This is epic. Like I was really hoping to see this body in this wave because I was thinking that they would do like a Yeti or something, and that would be the monster, or some kind of like
yeah. I saw a lot of people talking about a Yeti or something like that.
Something like that, and so this is perfect. Like this is just and I love the head sculpt here. I think it's just classic wolf. It's so good.
Yeah, it's a great head sculpt. And I saw a lot of people debating whether because I love the growling one, but the more I look at them, like I do like this, like just snarling one. The eyes are so big and they're glowy, and it looks really good.
Yeah.
Great use of these gauntlets too, and they come with chains now. So shut up. Can't call me on that one anymore. and just the fact that the armor is damaged, and why does he have a Varg on his belt? We don't know. We don't know.
Someone had pulled up the Frost
Backshot.
Ogre bio, and the Frost Ogre captures various people and beings and stuff, and
For the
drags
vampires.
them back to So it could be a connection there.
It's definitely a connection with the vampires. I mean, he was being a little cagey about it, but I'm pretty positive that they must have.
Yeah, there's some kind of
vampires and werewolves. They just don't. They just
Right.
don't mesh.
I'm just gonna say that even a frost ogre is gonna have a hard time getting this guy.
You'd think, right?
In the kennel.
Yeah, right. I love the detail in the back, all the fur that runs down the back, and that just little, that center area where it's a little darker. It's real. The paint on this is so good, man. Really, really good.
Cameron painted this one.
Yep. Love the armor. Love the damaged armor. That's a great look. And you can take everything off except for the leg armor, which somewhere down the line.
Are those the same lower legs? The same original ogre lower legs? I think they are, right?
This armor?
Because the horn.
No.
The horn on there.
The horn is.
Yeah, but they have horn. Hold on.
Do they?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's
not like
the
that.
original.
I don't think. Is it?
No.
Or is it on the? No, I don't think.
Like
I
the
don't
original
think, I think these
ogre.
are new. Yeah, no, I think these are new. I think these were done to kind of match the, the kind of the layered look of this thing, the pointy pieces, because it's got kind of that same look down there.
The horns are on the side on the original ogre.
Okay.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry, I was gonna embiggen you. Oh, we got a super chat. Man, Rob Zamora. Would Jeremy allow you to do a Photoshop shoot of unreleased figures to use with older figures and post them after the wave has been announced? Yeah, I mean, it's a time thing. Like, I would have loved to have done a shot with Thalen on there, but I mean, they wouldn't use that. Well, I don't know. Maybe they would have used it for promotion. It's kind of, they're telling the story, especially now that there are a lot of story-based waves and things like that. So it would be kind of out of place. But maybe it's just hey, here's what a normal figure looks like on top of. I mean, but you kind of saw that with Bodvar and Atlas, right? Or Attila. Excuse me. So I'm sure he would. He actually, with the size comparison, asked me after I did it. I didn't want to put anything in there that wasn't part of the wave, but he said I probably could have put a dwarf in there, and I probably should have, but whatever. Time is an issue sometimes.
It doesn't come with the dwarf?
It's not come with a dwarf. Yeah, I love the color scheme on this. This pose, good Lord, I can't even believe he stood like this for this long, quite frankly. But he was pretty good. I got to say, he was pretty decent, except for those feet sometimes. Those are kind of a problem. But man, that face looks so good. I love this face. This is so good. And then he's got the muzzle that goes along with his.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Captured look, which I would have loved to have done something with this as well for the environment. But they really want to show off obviously the face of the wolf. You don't want this to be your main sexy shot, but it would look great in the Carver Custom cell that I bought from him. So that might happen.
So here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
If a person wants to have the different looks on their display, I mean, do you have to buy 3 of them? Do you have to buy 3 to have the different looks on your display?
Yeah. Yeah. And it is a race. And I was going to actually, going back to what you were saying, Bill, the fact that they were talking about the Wendaji body and, now we can have werewolves. Nothing saying that this guy isn't just a big version of his species. You know what I mean? And there are other smaller or different sized
lycanthropes,
Fenrikins.
And this is not a shifting kind of wolf.
Correct.
Right.
But there
They're
could
wolves.
be shifting kinds of wolves. There could still be those kinds, right? Like in those could be the other ones. There is a super chat from Brian, $5 super chat. Hey Trevor, I love the mouse pads for my work desk. Any chance of getting new ones at Legions Con? I'd love Leodicius, Bodvar Atlas, Burris, and Beathir.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have some more of those. Again, maybe I'll just put a thanks for the super chat too. I appreciate it, and Rob too. I might put a poll up or something and just see what people like, and I'll make the more popular ones or something. Or if sometimes I can make 2 of them or something like that. So if somebody really wants a certain one, I can sometimes do that too. I don't want to be taking individual orders for everything, but there's that. But for sure there'll be more mouse pads because people love mouse pads, man. I don't know. Surprise to me, but they do. I love this weapon. I love this, and the paint job on this thing is incredible. It really looks like onyx. I don't know if it comes across here, but it really looks good.
Yeah, anytime we can get some new weapons, there's just I don't know, that like axe thing.
That handle,
with the hand, that handle. That thing is like oversaturated.
It's oversaturated. It's also I put it in that dated category, and I really want to see something nice with a new, more, wrapped, handle, and it just always looks, I don't know, too good for even, like it's too nice a piece for like a frost ogre or something like that. You know what I mean? They should have, like sticks like this, like they're wood and strapped on axe head or something like that, something they made themselves or whatever. But yeah, this guy looks incredible.
Is it Zezra? No, it's Axie Toy. No, who the heck does the dinosaur battlefield?
Oh,
and they have that huge. It's an amazing figure, the huge T-Rex one.
Yes,
and that thing comes with some awesome weapons that go with. So if anybody's like interested in one of those, don't hesitate. Those figures are awesome. And I forget, is it Axie Toys, right? I think that's who that is.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, I think you're right. I have some of the smaller versions of those, but Steph had the big one for a while, and it was
the T-Rex
incredible.
is great.
It's insane. Yeah, it's really insane. But yeah, love this guy. He's great. Great looking, going to be amazing with the double jointed knees in production mode. And the torso cut too. It's gonna be a really, really cool figure for sure. There you go. And we'll jump over to the maybe we won't. Hang on, here we go. Pre-order $375 all in. So I think you saved $25.
20 bucks, I think.
$20. Okay. So you get that almost an accessory set for free or half a figure. Prices of the standard figures went up a little bit, but based on, I gotta say, everything that's been going on and the insanity of like people not knowing what they're going to be paying for things to come to get here, I gotta say it's not that
totally
bad.
Understandable. Yeah,
it's not that bad.
Totally
it's not that much of a jump.
Yeah.
And again, they are trying to put some more stuff in there as well. Soft goods with Halvard. I still can't believe you can get that, those three soft good pieces on that, the tunic and the it's incredible. Like the value that you get for some of these things is amazing.
Yeah. We've spent more on just soft goods easily.
Yeah. Easily. Yeah. Yeah. And I buy a lot from like, Maxpert and stuff like that too. And it's $40 for a set of clothes for that. But yeah, so there you go. This is on sale until when? Does it say?
August 3rd.
Okay. There you go.
So one month.
Yep. Cool. And still in stock stuff too. If you're over on Store Horsemen and you're check out the in stock stuff.
Some good stuff there.
Yep. What I don't see is a Sphexian Miner.
Aha.
So there you go. You can't buy one, but you can win one right now. Hashtag minor threat. We got 73 people. We got 112 people in here. 71 entries. This can be a last like 15 seconds here to enter this one for a Sphexian Miner. And he is Sphexy, yes.
I see Wyatt in the chat. What's up, Y guy?
Wyatt. What's up, man? Yeah, I can't. We need sausages. Well, I got to tell you, I wanted to have those sausages in that pan, but they didn't want to tip their hat on that yet. Oh, wait a minute. No, that came afterwards. I don't know. He said, you know what it is? You know what it is? It's I call it the swig incident. It's you don't want to put anything with the figure that doesn't come with the figure. You know what I mean? So, unless it's kind of in the background or whatever, he's interacting with it or if he's holding it or something. So they didn't want to tempt fate and put the sausages in there and hear everybody whining about how he doesn't come with sausages.
Eric, I made the same straight edge joke, by the way.
Because you'd whine.
Yeah,
which is funny because this is a beer themed wave.
Yes.
What goes with beer?
Straight edge.
Beer and brats, baby. Beer and brats.
Totally.
Beer and bears. Doesn't Jeremy pronounce beer like bear?
Bear. And he pronounces bear like beer.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what?
I'm not trying to make fun of him. I don't understand that accent.
It's a New England thing.
It is a New England thing, but it's weird.
I love it. I could sit there and listen to it all day. Like when he said frost orc, it was like a whole new thing. Awk. I love it.
Awk. Oh yeah.
Awk.
He did say awk. Yeah.
I love it.
But yeah, the beer bear thing is really, I mean, they literally like switch those. Bear is a beer and beer is a bear.
Never let them see your next move.
Beers, bears, brats.
That's right. Beers, bears, and brats.
Battlestar Galactica.
That's right. That's it. That was it. All right, we got 82 people in here. We're drawing this thing. Let's go. Good luck. Okay, let's get somebody new here. No offense to all the people who always win, but all right, 77 T John, nice.
Congrats.
All right, 77, hit me up or hit Bill up, either one of us, and we will get that out to you. If you are overseas, I should have said this earlier. If you're overseas, you may have to help us out with shipping. So, it's fine. We'll get it to you. So one way or another,
we'll figure it out.
I'll make it up. All right, cool. So that's that. So now the other thing that I really wanted to talk about really quick before we get the hell out of here, and we got a few minutes here, but we can stretch it a little bit, is the fact that some of these figures come under a brand new faction, which is called the Unsworn Northfolk, which is a killer new icon logo for this, which I'm assume is innate.
We got to get some new pins, huh, guys?
Hell yeah. Yep. Hell yeah. So we got 4 characters that are obviously native to the Northlands of Einsamall. So the story goes with a history that stretches back shortly after the first Great War. The Unsworn Northfolk are descended from people who journeyed to the inhospitable northern region of Mythos to begin a new life in the after. I should have had you read this, Noah. You did a good job earlier. Led by a wizard named, okay, here we go, Mora's Deadspell. These people aim to create a life away from the dramas and violence that had led to the near destruction of the realm, making their home in the icy tundra of the far north. These resilient people, now that's capitalized. That can't be, is it? That's where we are? Maybe
far north. It's got to be a place.
Yeah. These resilient people founded the settlement named Einsamall and have lived a largely insulated life since those early days of the realm. So yeah, this is interesting. Like, we have had some First Great War throwback figures, obviously, and we got a wizard named Mora's Deadspell, which we were running through the what, Bill? The
internet
palindrome anagram. That's right. We found nothing.
No.
Well, I mean, we found some good stuff, but it made no sense.
We found peddler zooms.
Mm-hmm.
We found what was the other one? Pedal Miss Orzo.
Pedal Miss Orzo. There you go.
That could be a thing.
Yeah, meld pod zeros. No.
Yeah. So this means nothing. There is no secret code in here unless there's in the name Dead Spell is a kind of a little bit of a, kind of a weird, name for a wizard, I guess.
Sounds wizardy.
It definitely sounds wizardy, but is dead, shortened for DEAD? Is he kind of like a necromancer?
Yeah.
What's the deal? And who would follow a necromancer? I'm not really sure why you'd want to do that.
Zombies.
You think he'd get bored after a while, and he'd want to necromance some things. So yeah, it's interesting. Maybe that'll be a story. Maybe that'll be,
or maybe he's a wizard who lost his magic. Dead spell, like his spells are dead.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
That
You know
makes
what
a lot of
this?
sense.
You know what this is? And this is this could also be a Jeremy thing. It could also be an Eric thing. So remember the wizard from Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It was the Frost Wizard.
Yes.
And he couldn't. He lost all his magic, so he couldn't make
Maybe
snow and
that's
all
him.
that.
Did he have a name?
Yeah, he did.
Dude.
Somebody's got to know right off the bat because I can almost picture his name.
Eric Miller will know this.
Yeah, come on, Eric. You-
By the time I get it in, somebody will have it. I'm sure. Santa Claus. He was like it was Frost or something like or
Winter Warlock?
Winter. Yeah, he was the Winter Warlock. That's what it was. I thought he had a name though. Winter Warlock, dude. He's the Winter Warlock. That's what it is. I bet you that's what it is. Dead spell. That's a good call, Bill.
All
He
right.
lost his magic for sure. Yeah.
We need a Eric Miller custom at Legions Con. We need
This guy'd make a good basis for that. I mean, it's a little big, but you'd need a robe for him too. But yeah, so interesting. Like, do you think this story will continue in another wave, or will they go back to maybe? Will we think we'll get Maraw's dead spell at some point? And
I mean,
have
there's story to tell, right? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
we don't know the outcome. Like, all we know is they stepped out and they had to like confront this wolf, and then that's where we were left off, right? They didn't fight him yet. They didn't like.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's.
Well, we heard
to
the
be
story
told.
that they set him on fire, and
Right,
then
but
ran
that's-
just to
but
get
yeah.
away. But that's not really the end of the story, I would assume.
Right. We don't know.
There's more. Yeah, there's more story.
Yeah, a name is it's kind of weird that he would may have just put like they're getting obviously with Jeremy they're getting a little more detailed with these stories and stuff, and he is throwing some stuff in there that may or may not be something we see, but it is kind of interesting that they name the character, which I would love it, man. I love winter. I love winter characters. I love shooting in the snow, so that'd be great.
Yeah,
Bring
and
him
a lot
on.
of
That'd be fun.
times, you create a story that has a bit of an open ending, just because you never know, right?
Yeah,
like
if you want to go back,
you
to
never
it,
know.
yeah.
There might be a window down sometime in the future. There could be like this could become a huge fan favorite wave, and people
Right.
want to see a return to it in 5 years from now or something.
Right.
You never know.
Yeah, don't want to shut.
Well, the
door.
other thing is the the mystery of how he was chained up, but the other along with that, we do have the D&D game coming out, and I think it would be kind of cool. Now we have to catch up because, from what I understand, what's going to happen is we're going to kind of start at one place in the story, back towards where the Dark Four are just kind of coming into the back end of the world, or just before that. So this is later, but I could see like a module or something like that, like an adventure module where they give this as the basis of the story, and maybe you're a new adventurer that comes up to try and help get rid of him or find out what happened to him or something like that. It could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And this would be, like everybody said, the story was good. It felt like a D&D type of game. You know what I mean? Like
Totally.
these adventurers go north. They try and figure out, there's a lot of red herrings, it's got to be it's got to be the polar bear. It's got to be the orc. And it turns out it's not, which is always, the kind of thing that happens in D&D. So it could be cool. That could be a cool thing too. We'll see. For sure. All right. If we haven't got anything else to say about that,
Did we want to share our favorites? From the
yeah,
wave?
absolutely. Good idea. We'll wrap it up with that for sure. Yeah. You want me to bring them back up, or
Yeah, you want
gotta
to
memorize?
pull the 8 back up again?
Yep. Hang on a second.
I mean, I'll say this: my favorite. It's tough because this is one of those waves where even the figure that's, if I had to rank them, 1 through 7, that seventh figure would still be like super high on any other list. But I will put the wolf on as my number one, just because I think that it's just going to be one of those like showstopper type, like kind of like the same way it was when we got Arakagor in hand, and it was just kind of like mind-blowingly awesome.
Yeah.
I'm a little more excited for the new figure type, the new scale. But as far as like just a singular figure for the shelf, the Garmyr is definitely my number one.
Okay. You got a 2 and a 3?
Number 2 would definitely be Burris.
Yeah.
The gnome. Like I've been wanting to have a Curtis Ackerman figure for my whole life since I was 5.
Right.
So I'm really excited for that. Yeah.
That's fair.
Noah, you want to go?
That's fair. Yeah. Do you want me to start at my least favorite?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm just
okay,
kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No,
I was just gonna be mean and say the Burris, but I love that little dude. I there's no way you can like pick one that you don't like out of this group.
Yeah.
But I would say, for the reasons that Bill was saying, Bylur Frostfurr is going to be. I think that's my favorite as of right now. Just because it's a new scale. I love the cute little critter. I'm a sucker for the critters. Yeah, the little campfire accessory, great. This whole wave is cool. Great. And then a close second would be Garmyr, just because of the badassity of the character. It's just great. I'm here for it all. Nice. Of course, I'm gonna be giving Jakull a good place of honor on my shelf next to my other Eric Miller collection. Got a display there. It's not weird. Don't call me weird. It's fine.
That's not weird at all.
Do you put all the Eric Miller ones on your nightstand?
Yes.
Yeah, they should be on your nightstand.
Everybody should put all the Eric Miller ones
where they
on
belong.
their nightstands. That's
Actually,
where they should be.
I'm not lying to you. Right next to my nightstand is a Detolf display, so I'm able to kind of have a nice display there.
A nice view from bed.
Yeah.
Your wife allows that?
She didn't tell me I could.
She tolerates it.
She just doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
She tolerates it.
Are the lights on it all night? Just the glowing? So
No.
I think the accessory set might be my favorite. No, it's not. It's cool though. The accessory set is very cool. It pains me to do so, but I think when it's all said and done, I think I might have to say Burris Birgerstori is my favorite figure. It's really that doesn't pay me to do so. I love Curtis. I'm just kidding. I'm contractually obligated to bust his balls. But it's a great. The size is really fun, man. It's so small. I know they showed it next to a dwarf. I know we've showed it next to Halvard, and he's really tiny. But man, I think it's just gonna be fun to do. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Like again, I'm not even a gnome. I didn't want gnomes. I want halflings. I'm not really like a creature guy, like the cute furry dudes. He's cool, but
for
like,
me, this is like
I don't know.
So like this is a head swap away from a halfling. So
I think exactly. So I like the character as it is, but I like the possibilities of the body and everything as well. Even though we don't have a lot to swap with it, we've at least got one other figure. Dude, I wasn't. Come on, man.
Trevor,
I wasn't angling for a super chat. I love you too.
Well earned, Trevor.
Yeah, I love you too. Thank you very much. You didn't have to pay $19.99 for it. Although it makes it feel better. No, it is a cool figure. It's really well designed, and new body. So it's tough. I might put Garmyr. I'll tell you what, it is a basic figure, but I love that Halvard figure, man. I think it's just really just loaded with a lot of cool parts, and I like the design of the face and everything. I think he looks like a cool character. So I'm going to go with him second, and I would say Garmyr would be third. And I think I'm going to like him a lot more when I get the prototype or the actual production in hand. You know, I always have like a little bias with the prototypes because I hated the specs figures in prototype form, but they're great in production. So he'll probably be number 2 after that. But yeah, Burris, man, he's good. The imp scale is cool. I like Bylur too. I'm just not as much of a critter guy as a lot of people are. So
What I just had a thought while we were talking about this new scale, and
sorry, Jesse.
I'm probably a day late and a dollar short on this, but has anybody put any thought to what this looks like next to Beathir? These little guys.
Oh God!
I mean, literally,
right inside his mouth.
Yeah,
yeah,
totally.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. I hope that. I mean, I think that they still have a prototype dragon there. I'm assuming they do. I would love to see if Brad could line up like the different scales like he did before, and now put him in there with this. That would be really cool to see.
Even the butter dragon, right?
Yeah, whatever.
I do
just
know
to
the
see
butter
it.
dragon was sent back.
Yeah, the
But
butter
they
dragon
do
was
have
like
they
an actual
do have
working prototype. Yeah.
Yeah, they do have the painted prototypes there still though.
Yeah. Yeah, those are basically statues. I mean, they do move to some degree, but not very much. But the butter dragon was more of a movable prototype. So, all right. Yeah, I mean, let us know in the chat or in the not in the chat. You can let us know in the chat if you want, but let us know in the comments what your top 3 were from the Horror of Einsamall wave. Yeah, I think it's great that we got. What I love is we were talking about earlier is a lot of people with their predictions. A lot of times they can get out of hand, but a lot of people were predicting, maybe rightly so, that this was going to be a repaint, wave, and I just had to bite my tongue every time I saw that in the chat when somebody was talking about it on a YouTube show, that it was going to be kind of a repaint wave. And I'm like, there is so much new stuff in this. It's really mind blowing for a small wave in the middle of the year. So that goes to show you can't really predict. You can predict kind of when they're coming, but you can't always predict what it's going to be. Right, Bill? Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if you can predict when they're coming really anymore. Like there's sort of a pattern, but it always shifts a little bit every year. Like you kind of like expect, there's going to be a G-Con Mythic wave, right? Like I don't know. Like I'm trying to think. Were there 2 cosmic waves last year? There was a year where there were 2 cosmic waves in one year, but then like last year there was 1. Do we go back to 2 this year? It's just it's hard to predict. Like you can kind of predict the Figuras, and you can pretty much the G-Con, but after that it's kind of tough to say when something's going to happen.
Going to drop, yeah,
because it always shifts and changes a little bit each year.
Right. And as Cameron said yesterday on Just Shelve It, that there will be some news for the game coming up soon too. So hold on to your wallets.
I think a good prediction would be that we'll see the graveyard again this fall.
Yeah, absolutely. They did say that on the box.
Said it's coming back, right? So.
Yep. Now, do we assume? And I don't know this, so I can predict. But I think it's a pretty solid chance those are zombies at this point, right?
I'd say so.
Speculation, yeah.
Yeah. And I wonder if they'll do it in because they did that based on kind of and maybe they'll stick with that sort of look, but they did that based on like that kind of Disney early, what was it called? The Symphony of Bone? No, Silly Symphony. It was a Silly Symphony, I think. One. I wonder if they'll do this as like a Night of the Living Dead type of looking thing, not
Grayscale,
a direct tribute, but a Night of the Living Dead type of take or something like that would be kind of cool.
Sure.
And I'm sure we'll get a lot of like the more of the bare torsos and things like that on that one from
give me the Red Death body top to bottom in that same grayscale as the skeletons. For those, I'll be stoked.
I would love to see some more like torn. I mean, since this isn't like a mythic setting, you don't necessarily want leather tunics and things like that and armor. So I would love to see some some more wrap parts or something like that, like a piece that like could go over the shoulders, like that's like a torn shirt or something like that. You know what I mean? Some torn clothing, a separate piece that you could take off or put on. That'd be kind of cool. Something like that would be fun. But we'll see. We'll see. Lots of stuff coming, man. There's a lot of stuff coming.
Be sure to enter the summer charity raffle in the Cabal for the Wounded Warriors Foundation. Closes Sunday the 13th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Wheel at 7.
Thank you. Thanks, Brian. Yeah, I have something. I will get that to you tomorrow. I promise. It's so busy. But I'm going to be putting something in there as well. I don't know. I won't say what it is because I'm not sure if they want to I think they're revealing things day by day. But yeah, definitely a worthy cause. And, the Cabal never fails to come through.
Garmyr with 3 warriors. The 3 little pigs and the wolf.
Were you guys, Curtis, were you guys talking about that the other day?
Curtis was talking about it on his stream maybe last night or...
Yeah. That'd be interesting. I mean, I think you'd need like something. Well, I mean, unless you did like it's a medieval version of,
Well, if it's warriors, then it would have to be.
Yeah, because you need a new
fantasy.
body. Yeah. I don't know how you switch the. I mean, you got enough bodies that you could switch up the different, looks for the 3 little pigs. Could be cool. Could be cool.
Just put dwarf legs on a Ganesha body.
Yeah.
Has
anybody put that head on? That'd be an interesting custom.
That I did not. I put an alien head on there. It looked pretty cool. I thought you did that too, Bill. Didn't you put an alien head on there?
I didn't put the alien head on there. I don't think
they didn't want to show it because it looked kind of weird, but it was kind of cool. Anyway, all right. Noah, thank you very much. So we got another Mythic Enablers coming up next Monday.
Yep.
Week from
today.
Yep. And now, did you record it? Well, you must have, right? You recorded it after post this, so we'll be talking about the Horror of Einsamall. Awesome. Yeah. Can't wait.
So if you guys want to hear my thoughts on these figures, tune in.
Well,
no,
but
it's totally
you got a lot
experience.
more to say. Yeah, you guys got a lot more to say. You guys get a lot more, and you got Eric there to be talking about some of the stuff that he was working on, the behind the scenes stuff. So there's going to be a lot to talk. I doesn't matter how many times I hear somebody talk about something. I still love listening to all the people in the community give their because we've been like the last. I was on out Off-World with Curtis and stuff, and we did kind of a Legions Lounge thing, but we're on the show. I got to talk about it, so we're kind of the last to talk about it. But I think 103 people stuck around for this, so it's cool. Everybody's got a different opinion. There's different thoughts to be had about it. So if you're not subscribed to the Mythic Enablers podcast, what are you doing? Get in there. It's great. It's so good. It's like, I love it, man. I put it on. It's like hanging out with my friends. So much fun.
Is tuning in to see Noah's character arc.
Very nice.
It's a good one. Thanks, Iz.
All right. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Really appreciate the super chats from all you guys. That's what allows us to give away figures every week, which we pretty much do almost every week. Noah, anything else coming up that you want to talk about besides the enablers?
No, just working on printing some stuff for Legions Con and some new stuff to reveal here soon. So check me out on Instagram.
Is Mythic Enablers on Amazon? Do you know?
Oh,
it is on Prime
podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
It's Spotify, Amazon, and Apple are the 3 that I'm aware of.
Probably Google as well, if that still exists. I think it does.
Yeah, and speaking of the weapons and stuff and updating older figures, you got a shout out for going back and taking those belt packs and putting them on some of the older figures and photographing those, which look great. Just giving people an idea what those look like. That's another thing that I got to do. I got a lot of those belt packs. I can't wait to go and do that. Yeah.
Easy upgrade.
Good on you for doing that, for sure. Bill, you got a show this week or no?
Yes. We were originally going to review the in-art Batman because I know
Oh.
Larry ordered it, but he doesn't have his yet. So we're
Oh,
not going to do that yet. We'll hold that for a little while, but we'll
bummer.
probably quickly go over this wave and some other toy news and stuff.
Cool. And that's Thursday at 8:30.
That's right.
8:30 p.m.
Yep.
Eastern Standard Time. Check your local listings. Guys, thank you very much for hanging out with us. Again, thanks to the super chats. Congrats to T77 T John. Do we know 77 T John? I'm not sure.
It's a new name to me, but yeah.
No, they've been in here before, but I don't
okay.
know their real name, or do I?
Who are you?
That's fine. You don't have to give it to us.
Anyway,
Except
make sure you message me or Trevor, and then I'll send that out to you as soon as I have the address.
All right, kids, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Now let me just check the calendar because we got a lot going on.
Hold on, I have the answer to this. Any tips for getting those belts to work on 2.0 bodies? Just cinch it. It's a joke from earlier in the episode. If anybody was around in the beginning of the episode,
just cinch it. The 21st is the next time we'll be on, and that is a couple days before I leave for STCC, but we'll do a show for sure, and there might be something to talk about. We'll see. All right, guys, thank you very much, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Good night, good luck, and goodbye.